So in this video, we're going to look at how long should you rest between workouts. Quite a bit of information to get through in this, so we're just going to get stuck into it straight away. So first thing we need to understand is recovery. Now, recovery is massively overlooked and underestimated, but it is actually one of the most vital components that you can utilize to help you be, So in this video, we're going to look at how long should you rest between workouts. It's quite a lot of information to get through in this, so we're just going to get stuck into it straight away. First thing to understand is recovery. So recovery is massively overlooked and underestimated, but it's actually one of the most important things to consider when it comes to helping you get the most out of your training and your fitness goals overall. So recovery is your body's ability to overcome and adapt to stress after exercise or competition. As we age, recovery between workouts becomes more critical and we don't recover as fast as we once did at a younger age. So I'm just going to give you an example of a typical 18-year-old here whose stress in life consists of getting up to go to uni, going to the gym 5 times per week and recovering from any extracurricular activities. This includes things like football, netball, hockey, athletics, all the different sports, you name it. But that 18-year-old can usually take a lot of stress and recover efficiently, as opposed to your typical 50-year-old as an example. So that person who may have children or teenage children at home, a full-time job, and over time they've accumulated weaker joints, so they've got a bit of wear and tear going on there, and they will usually have a vastly different ability to recover from exercise, okay? So we've already looked at age, but here are the other things to consider when understanding rest and recovery. So training experience is another one I'll touch on here, where at the time of recording this now, I'm 29 years old, but I started training when I was 15. So I started training at my first leisure centre with my friend, and we actually happened to text each other the following day about how sore we were, and it took us a long time for our bodies to recover because our training experience was non-existent at that point. So it was so difficult for me to lift my arms to wash under my armpits because I'd trained my arms. But over time, I've had to adapt to the demands of training and my body has adjusted to it as well. So, you know, with more training experience, your body can recover faster, but that ultimately depends as well how much your training, your training intensity increases as well, which will force you to have to recover more as well. So next point is recent training history too. So, you may have had some time off from the gym for, life reasons. Life has kind of stopped you from getting in. So you might have had 3 months, 6 months, 9 or 12 months, or however long it is, off out of the gym. The last thing you want to do is go straight back into the gym and go gung-ho and just throw everything at it, because it's going to be so difficult and you're going to take a lot longer to recover. So it's important to, take little steps to get back into your training and just build up consistent training patterns so your body can recover efficiently as well. So don't do too much too soon. The primary training goal should be considered as well. So if you're strength focused versus physique focused, I'll give you a quick example. If you're strength focused, think of a powerlifter in the gym who typically does a 1 rep max and on like a deadlift, and then they might rest for a good 3, 4, 5, sometimes 10 minutes before performing another set. But they are absolutely taxing their central nervous system, where over time they need a lot of time to recover, as opposed to, the everyday person, someone who wants to look better, feel better, where we are physique focused, we want to drop body fat, we want to build muscle and improve our fitness. We don't need that long to recover, or as long to recover as the powerlifter or the strength focused person, okay? So the next point on that is any current or previous injuries is important to consider too. So if you've had something recent where you might have done like your Achilles in, or you've got a hamstring tear, or you've got a torn pec or something like that, it's important to allow that to recover and also rehab it where it needs rehabbing too, so you can strengthen it. So then you can actually train with intensity again, and you won't need as long to recover because you're literally tearing the muscle fibers at the end of the day. So you don't want to be tearing muscle fibers that are already inflamed. You need to let that recover and strengthen before you go in with your training. This will allow you to recover efficiently. Other stresses dealt with in everyday life. So we're going to talk about mental stresses as well. So, sometimes we just need a holiday, we need time off, because we're mentally stressed and exhausted to the point where it can actually affect our training as well. So I hope that makes sense. On to the next point. So when you train, you add stress to the body, but it is stress that you're in control of, okay? When you go into the gym and train legs for an hour as an example, you're stressing your system. It responds by trying to restore itself to its preferred balanced state. It increases muscle protein synthesis, where cells make proteins, to build up the legs to be bigger and stronger than before. So your goal is to find a training approach where you can train hard every time you're in the gym. If your goal is to lift heavy things and look good for as long as possible, like a lot of us, make recovery a key part of your training. Okay, so especially when you lay out your workout schedule, it allows your body to be efficient to reduce the accumulated stress placed upon it. And honestly, take a rest when you feel stressed, sore, ill, or sleep deprived. It's really important. So, some ways that you can recover efficiently between workouts. Make sure you stay hydrated. See that right there? I'm just going to reach over here. Water, absolutely so important. How much water do you get in? Because honestly, we're made of water, but we need to consume a lot of it as well. So make sure you stay hydrated, both during the day, during your workouts and throughout the whole day. Remember, your muscles don't grow when you train, they grow when you recover. It's a big one there. I'll read it again. Remember, your muscles don't grow when you train, they grow when you recover. Okay, so aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep every night. You know, everyone functions differently on different amounts of sleep, but it's important to get as much as possible to help you with recovery overall. Stretching helps to relax your body and kickstart the recovery process. So after your workout, be sure to hold multiple stretches for 20 to 30 seconds. So these are definitely static stretches. It's important to do dynamic stretches before you work out as well, to allow your body to be fully prepared for the exercise and not to, come under that chance of being of getting injured, the likelihood of injury. So static stretching, particularly at the end, is going to help us to stretch out and help that recovery process for you after you work out though. Protein. Some people take protein, some people don't, but a protein shake is the easiest thing to digest immediately after a workout. So focus on protein to help support, this helps to support muscle protein synthesis, which is the process, or the main process to help you to become stronger and to improve your muscle tissue as well. So I've given some examples here I've got the full body beginner training schedule for a 3-day plan, and we've got it for a 4-day plan as well. So these are 2 ideas for you to, if you wanted to create your own training splits, and this is going to help you to plan your routine as well as plan your recovery time as well. So let's say we start off on Sunday, if you're either off or you were doing active recovery, you're getting some steps in, which is obviously very important as well. On the Monday, you might have a full body 1 session. Tuesday, you're off and you're focusing just on steps. And then Wednesday, you're back in full body 2. Thursday, off and steps. Friday, same again, full body 3. And then from here, it could be off steps, it could be cardio as well, okay? But we're still using these periods here not to go gung-ho and allow the body just to recover from everything here, okay? We have a 4-day split here, which is very similar, but we can change the dynamic of our training. So we can split our training into lower body and upper body here on a 4-day split typically. So you can have, again, off and steps on the Sunday, but if you start on the Monday, you've got 1 here, lower body 1, then you can combine upper body because these are 2 different parts of the body. So you can kind of do them back to back, okay? Then you can rest here, and then you can do the same. You can have a different type of upper and lower split here, different exercises, or you can have similar exercises as well. But we want to make sure we've given enough time for our body to recover throughout the week as well. So most people who train hard 3 to 4 times per week, they do better taking a day off between workouts, okay? So, final things to consider. For most people training 3 to 4 times a week, days off should be spaced out as evenly as possible, whilst recovery methods are optimized ahead of the next training session, okay? People doing maximum effort strength training 2 to 3 times per week may need 48 to 72 hours between sessions to recover. Some people can train every day and get away with it. There are also ways to enhance your performance and recovery through supplementation, so protein, which we talked about as well, creatine, glutamine, ashwagandha, which are great for recovery from stress, muscle protein synthesis as well, because glutamine is an amino acid, and creatine is great for energy production during your workouts as well as recovery afterwards as well. Remember, even if your muscles feel ready, sometimes your nervous system needs a break too. So we spoke about the power lifter who's done a whole lot of movement, or a whole little movement, but they've done some massive moves. They need time to recover because their central nervous system is taxed. But as well for that physique focused individual, they could be doing a whole lot of HIIT training as an example, which is going to tax the body completely from the muscle fibers to its central nervous system, where you do need to take a rest from that intense schedule as well. Deload weeks and rest weeks are, they're very useful to help with recovery and performance. I incorporate deload weeks for some of my clients where it's necessary because they are taxing their body a lot. I'm giving them quite an intense training schedule, but I need to manage them like an athlete would be managed by their coach, to really recover, to optimize their training going forward, to helping them achieve their goals. So yeah, that is that in a nutshell. I hope that makes sense, and I hope you have a better idea about recovery and how long you should rest in between workouts. Everyone's a bit different, but just make sure you are challenging yourself enough, but making sure you're recovering at the same time and doing everything you need to do to recover. I'll see you in the next video.